Welcome, everybody.
Hey guys.
Hey, guys. It's our first show of the new year. And we have a very special guest today. And we're going to shift a little focus to more about food and healing our bodies with food. And we have like I said, we have a very special guest. It's somebody that I met in a course that I was in, and we just totally hit it off. And I took a chance and I joined her program that she'll talk about with astonishing results, in addition to the other stuff that we're doing. And I am so excited to have her on to talk about it and to talk about her life and her journey. Welcome to the show, Laurie Rock.
Hey Laurie.
Hi Jody. Hi Annie. Thank you guys so
Hi.
much for having me here.
Hi.
Yeah.
No worries.
Well, let me just say first, I totally respect what you guys are doing because the world needs wellness superheroes, and like you're bringing out some of and shining a light on the truth and what people need to know to take over back the reins and to be sovereign over their health and to finally just break free, like unplug from the damn matrix.
Right.
So
Thank you.
Exactly.
So thank you.
Yeah. Sounds like you're one of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the fold.
Definitely one of us.
You are it sounds like you might be my sisters. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's just start with I want Laurie to tell us briefly about your background and how you came to do what you're doing now.
So like how so long-winded. I'll try to keep it really short. So it's probably like every woman's journey out there, right? I mean, it's like this roller coaster of trying to understand how to keep ourselves healthy, not knowing what to do, being overloaded and inundated with information. And you remember that, like you might not know from being from Australia, but there's like this, I can bring home the bacon, fry it up in a pan, never let you forget, like this culture of that women are supposed to be able to do everything and be everything, strive, drive, and that's what gets reinforced. The more productive you are, but let's not forget, you've got to be gorgeous, fabulous, funny, entertaining, brilliant, and rock it in the bedroom, in the kitchen too, and be the perfect pure mother. It's a lot of pressure. And so I think that's not what I meant to say, but it's exactly the background that gets us that gets women into a state of nearly burnout, right? Most women that I work with tend to be drivers. They tend to be people who are up to something in the world, or they're just, and that can be parenting. I don't necessarily mean business. I do mean business, but I mean just up to something with such purpose and having so much weight on their shoulders and figuring out health. So I grew up in like a family that was very, very obese before obesity became the normal, which was funny. Like everybody, they just started gaining weight. My aunt had a diet center, so that was super comical because she was really heavy the whole time. Yeah. And I was one of those young women who really struggled with eating disorders and things like that. And I wrapped myself in saran wrap after going to hours-long lacrosse practice. And, I would run because I don't want to be like my mom. And my mom was super cool, and I had like mad respect for her. And to be honest, she was out there doing, like, she was a marketing executive before women in our time were doing that. She was like out in front. So she was a real badass. But she was constantly on a diet, constantly not living her life, constantly, being like paying money to, the diet center, had pills of all the different vitamins on the counter, and and clearly I mean, evidently that wasn't working. So I started studying this stuff a very, very long time ago. At like age 17, I was like reading the Vitamin Bible. It was like one of these really old classics, like a super hippie classic of like what to do up in my bedroom as a teenager. But so all of that led me to watch my mom go through life and like we get sicker and sicker and sicker. She ended up with an autoimmune disorder. She ended up like just always like waiting for the next like opportunity in life before she like enjoyed her life. And so she finally was like, I'm going to retire. And she ended up on the Red Hats Club. That's what it's called. You know, there's like this retirement group, and it's like this group of women that sit around playing bridge and they wear red hats. It's this women's group, and you drink tea. It was her like big dream, right? And so she retired finally, young, at like 60, whatever it was, 3 or 4. And she gets down to live on the beach, on the golf course, and gets on to the retirement. But at this point, she has an autoimmune disorder. She's super heavy. She looks like just puff face. It's painful to look at her. And instead of like, she's like, I'm going to start going to Europe and doing all stuff. And so instead of like pilgrimaging to Europe and doing all that cool stuff, her weekly calendar was like filled with pilgrimaging to the doctor, you know, like, oh, everything. So, and what really makes me sad is that she, you know, I got a call one day, you know, and she was down there for maybe 6 months. And I got a call. Well, your mom, doesn't look good. She was in PT today. She passed out. You know, so then you can imagine she didn't make that. She ended up having a stroke, which was a side effect of course, her lifestyle, and of course, all the diet roller coaster, and of course, trying all the different things and being under constant nervous system dysregulation, stress, and just never deciding to take her life back, never making a clear decision or able to, or having enough skills or information to live her life by design. So that's really what motivated me to get into years of holistic health. So I jumped into holistic health and I started studying that, and I got a degree in holistic health and was a body worker, energy worker, trained at colleges through my 20s, like in all this healing modalities. Then I was like, okay, what's next? And I wanted to go to medical school. I decided to get into nursing. So I got an RN and became a holistic nurse. That was really cool. Worked with a functional doctor for quite a while, helping patients who got kicked out of the medical system, running their IV lab. And then I realized that I had more of a voice and was more teaching and loved leadership. And so I got into the leadership of business in healthcare as a hospice executive, where I had a big team and stuff like that. So my background was like seeing behind the curtains. And when I finally saw behind all the freaking curtains, I was out. And that made me go, okay, I got to be an entrepreneur because I want to be free that way. B, I want to help women thrive. So I've created a program. So, and
you went through it yourself and lost 60 pounds, right?
Oh my God. Yeah. So that's that's the weirdo thing. So there you go. Right. Studying all this stuff, like knowing exactly what to do. And that's what I love, because a lot of my clients, or a lot of the beautiful souls, are so frustrated because they're like, I studied this. I know what to do. I've tried this thing. I'm eating healthy, MF, cuss, all the things. Yeah. I can't get free. I cannot break free. What is the problem? And so the same was for me. I mean, I started piling on because what I went through in my life was I had some big dramas, right? So, and divorce, like all kinds of medical stuff with other people and taking care, and oh my God, and now I'm a leader running a hospice of all things. So constantly death and dying and leadership and being responsible for stuff. I was like in overload. I think my nervous system completely shut down. And so while I was still doing a lot of the same things, working out all the time, eating clean, whatever, what I thought was clean at the time with the information that I had. And I just like slowly but surely ended up like boom, boom, boom. And then I woke up and one day I was 60 pounds overweight. I was like, holy mother of God, who is that? Who is that? You know, because you look in the mirror for a long time and you convince yourself that it's the same as it ever was and it'll be okay. And if you just untuck your shirt, you know?
Right. Don't get on the scale.
And don't get on the scale, you'll just, you know. And so I started looking at the dang, what did I do? I mean, I did HCG, I did paleo, I did keto, I did counting macros and micros, I did, oh my God, veganism, I did juice cleansing, I did liver cleansing. I mean, heal your liver fast in the Himalayas. I mean, to tell you, like, I did it, you know? And so while some of that got me some short-term temporary results, it didn't hold back. That probably helped me not get extremely sick. You know, my blood values were good, but then they weren't. One day. And I was like, what the? I feel like I want to curse. I get so upset when I can remember this moment. Like, you know, what the hell? Like, what are you saying? I have a thyroid medication. I need thyroid medication now. I'm sorry. What? I need, you want me to sleep with the CPAP on? Because I have sleep apnea? That is not sexy. You know, I'm recently divorced. I don't see this getting better. So, you know, that's like it was really, really intense. And so many women come to me with the same story. We don't broadcast this on Facebook, the real inner struggle, the real pain. We're not going, oh, look at me on Instagram. Today I fell on my freaking knees because I'm in so much physical pain. I have cankles, I have swelling. I'm not myself. I'm a moody biatch. I can't control my thinking. My head is foggy. I've got all this stuff to do. I'm overwhelmed. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm going to just pay somebody a bunch of money and try something else again. An outside in sort of a fix. Yeah. Well, so when I got to that point, I feel like I'm kind of on a monologue here, but I mean, you asked.
Oh, it's good. It's great.
That's a question. When I got to that point, when I was like, I woke up one morning, I can remember it was my second night on the CPAP. And I was like, oh, you know, I was like, fine, I'll do it, you know, fine. And I was like, wait a minute. This is not who I am. I am a spiritual being inhabiting a biological machine. And I know this because I've been studying this crap for all these years. And I know it to be true. And you don't even know, and anybody listening doesn't even need to know it to be true. Just look at if you cut your finger and it just magically heals. Voila, there's your evidence. You are in a magical biological machine. And I remembered that. And I don't think I've ever been much sadder, to be honest with you. I was so freaking sad. And I went, looked at the mirror on the way to the kitchen to get a glass of water and was like, huh. And it's like I saw what was real for the first time ever. And I started to lose my shit. I think I was like, almost had like a nervous breakdown. Like I was just because I had this image. I was a hiker, biker. I was climbing mountains. I was on roads. I was, you know, backpacking the Grand Canyon. I mean, I was like a healthy, fit person. And how did this happen? You know, I was pushing against, like, not being like my family. You know. And this day, now this is going to sound corny, but I recently remembered this story when I was talking to someone. And so I took my little glass of water the same day and I sat outside with my yellow Adirondack chair and my nicely, thank God, had a big tall fence and nobody could see me because I was like blubbering like a baby. And this, like, the breeze was flowing, the trees were flowing, and it was like I was somewhere else on a different planet. And all of a sudden, this little thing plops down on the cement on my little patio. And I was like, ew, what is that? It was like this little fluffy bob. And this thing started jumping up and down like this. And I was like, what is that? And I got real close to it. And I was like, that is not like a snake. That is a bird. It was a little teeny baby blue jay. And I was like, oh, of course I start crying. It's a baby. And I was thinking, his mom, I was like, he must have just gotten out of the nest. He must have just gotten the kick. I was like, and his baby's starting to, like, is trying to get up. And then, oh, I got goosebumps telling this story. It's so good. And then all of a sudden overhead, I'm gonna cry. There's like these blue jays like going squaw, squaw, you know, and like, I'm like, in my mind's eye, they're saying, get up to the little baby, get up. Like, I'm in it. I'm like, it's like, you know?
Mm.
And so I have, like I said, I have this tall fence and a dog. I had to hold the dog. Don't eat the bird. And so the bird. So I don't know how long it was. It was like this total time warp. I think it was like 3 or 4 hours. It was a very long time sitting there watching the bird,
So they were training the bird, the baby.
training
Yeah.
the baby bird to get the hell up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
And that baby got over that fence.
Wow.
And
Wow.
that's what I know. And I know it sounds so cute. It's like that was my moment. And I like, that was my moment when I did something that is so necessary. The most important thing that is necessary when you decide, when you take back your health, when you have enough, you must reclaim your own power, and it has to come from within. And you must draw a line in the sand and make a decision that nothing else will do besides becoming the healthy, thriving human being you are supposed to be, because that is exactly how you are designed. And it is a decision, and decision is Latin, and it means cut off all freaking other options.
Wow.
That's
She
what
sounds like Bob.
She does.
Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
like,
it was pretty dramatic. Yeah. So
So wow. So you were the baby bird.
yeah, the baby bird. Yeah.
Seriously, like how many times does nature speak? Like when we've got no other insight perspective, it's nature that will speak. So that's really powerful.
It really is. The signs are everywhere. There's like you just said, Annie, and you just got to look for them, and you can't see them or hear them until you be still, until you stop the madness, until you stop grasping at all the different solutions and choices, and just for a second, stop playing the noise in your head, the bullshit stories about how fucked up you are. Pardon my French. I finally had to curse. I had to get it out. About how wrong you are, about how broken you are, about how sick you are, about how something's wrong with you, about how it might be hopeless. Like that needs to stop for just a second, because if you can just create just this little teeny bit of space in, we'll walk.
Yeah.
What you need.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So good. So tell us, what makes your program different from all the other weight loss programs that you mentioned that you tried? So how did you find the secret sauce?
That's the great part, is having all that. You gotta, break a few things in order to have something to work with, right? So it was in becoming all that, and having studied all that, and having studied what worked. And I'm also a high performance coach. I have a hypnotherapy background because of all that studying and training. And I was able to, especially my high performance clients, they were the ones who would come to me, and we would be leading these big business initiatives and whatever like that. And they would be like, they would get the productivity, and they would get like next level results, and they would get these things. They couldn't get the next level joy. They couldn't get the next level happiness. So I pulled from all these people what their experience was, and how they started to, when they started to get the results with me, what worked, so the busting through the belief frameworks, the rewiring the nervous system. It is not one thing. This is literally like 10 programs in one, but it's not unique, and it's not because I'm special or some sort of a genius. The body works a certain way, and you're not one thing. You're not a heart or a liver or a brain or anything else. You are a system. And there's all sorts of great solutions out there. I am not saying that there are not a million trillion great solutions out there, because there are. But what's missing is a baseline. What's missing is a metabolic reset. And what's missing is general knowledge and understanding of how your body actually works. People take this one little piece of information and blow it out into like it's this cure all of the superfood or whatever it is that week. And that's not the case. The case is that step by step, you have to know thyself.
Yes.
You have to know you, because there's not a one size fits all. Yes, there are certainly things that are better for humans to eat than others, right?
Yes.
There's things not for them to eat that are better than others. Clearly, that's evident. But most of us don't know ourselves. We don't really understand how food even affects us and what it does to us. So learning that. So we put that together with learning like what our thoughts, beliefs, and actions are. We put that together with nervous system regulation. I literally got off the CPAP by healing myself with breath work.
Wow.
That's amazing. So that's very different.
Told you that before.
Right? That's very different from anybody else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never heard of anybody saying that. Get off the CPAP from breath work.
Crazy.
But you know, it's like that is a simple solution.
Hello.
Really, it's like I'm not breathing well at night, so I need to train myself to breathe.
That's right.
And that's a logical, like, you know, equation, but we don't think like that in some regards. We don't, like you say, we don't strip back and understand at a baseline how our bodies work.
Yeah.
And Western medicine, whatever, we've been trained and conditioned to compartmentalize, and which perpetuates the blowing things out of proportion and thinking that the next superfood is the answer. It doesn't factor in for balance.
Yeah,
exactly. That's well said. That's really well said. It's more of like a health creation program rather than like a diet program.
I love it.
Thanks. It's beautiful because it's beautiful to watch people, and it's not because of something that like it's not new. It's not new. You really have to tap on your own body's wisdom. You already are, and I have to say this because it's what I truly believe. You already are healthy and healthy and all the things that you want. And what a lot of us do, and especially in our current culture, is we're just putting in a lot of miscommunication that suppresses our ability to know that.
Yes.
In all forms, in thought forms, in information forms, and in food forms, and everything is communication. So this is the fine art of learning how to communicate with your body, your unique body. And then your body, how does it talk to food? How does it talk to your thinking? How does it talk to your emotions? How does it talk to the marketing that gets marketed at you? All this kind of stuff, you know?
Wow. Yeah. So it sounds like you've really honed a system for people to actually, so as opposed to, the one rule fits all, we know that no two bodies are the same, but it sounds like you've stripped back a system for people to actually listen to their bodies is that right?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And so they're listening. So there's that whole thing, you'd be like, oh, it's mindful eating. Yeah, well, sure. It's that. And it's all the things, right? It's so you have to learn. So I educate the bazookas out of you about like what's really in food, like with science. Like I'm super.
You have homework. You have homework.
Yeah. You have
homework.
You have homework. You have studying, and you're gonna learn because I can give you a pill, a potion, or whatever kind of crapple you want, and you will have some fast results almost every time because it's something different.
Right.
Anytime you do something different will happen. That's just science. That's basic 101, right? But your body is designed to snap back into comfort, snap back into the same as it ever was. Yes. It will not break free without like, I don't want to say an assault, but like a full on like immersion into understanding from an intellectual level, from a heart level, from an emotional, compassionate level, from a loving yourself free level. It's like you have to know, you have to understand why you're doing what you're doing. Most people run around and they do some stupid, they don't have that. You don't even know. And you don't have to be an expert. I'm not even an expert, and I'm the expert, right? I never will be. I don't ever plan to arrive. I plan to learn every single day I'm on this planet.
Yes.
Yeah. But what I can tell you is that you end up, there's like a way to do things, and your system does have like you have a sugar burning metabolism, you have a fat burning metabolism. Does anybody know how to operate it? Not most people. Do you know how to operate back and forth? Do you think you should stay in ketosis forever? That's a horrible idea, right? Like, people are like so misinformed, and they their bodies.
Yeah.
So on that then, speaking about ketones, talk to us about what you understand now about intermittent fasting.
Sure.
What are your thoughts around that?
I think intermittent fasting is great for a time. I think it really is effective. I think I've seen it do a lot of great things for a lot of people. And again, it's with the education. You have to understand why you're doing it, what your hormones are. There's different hormone, different windows for women and men and all that stuff. So you have to do it effectively. The challenge becomes, like everything, it becomes another quick fix.
Yes.
Because you're still missing elements of why am I doing what am I doing? What's the behavior change and things like that. However, it's a really good first step. And you don't want to stay intermittent fasting, because one of the main things I teach in my program is we are cyclical creatures, not just women with their cycles, but men and women we are humans and cyclical creatures. The environment is different. The types of food that are available are different, all of these things. And you as a human being are different. So, and you also have different cycles of life. Are you wanting to build? Are you wanting to detox? Did you have cancer? Are you sick? Do you need to balance your hormones? What do you need? Because that is different at each phase of life. So what we teach you is the framework for your cyclical nature. And what cycle am I in right now? Oh, okay. This is what needs to happen. Okay. So intermittent fasting may or may not be a fit for that. But to your question on intermittent fasting, it's great, but you don't want to do the same thing over and over and over again forever for anything. So that
makes good sense.
Yeah.
Makes good
Yeah,
sense.
that makes total
I could
sense.
talk about that all day. That's one of
Yeah.
I love talking about that one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, because, again, conditioned in society, I guess, that we, like your intro, you spoke about what we're expected to do as women. And it's like, crack that whip, run on that hamster wheel, and there's no non-stop,
Yeah. So one of the things that comes to mind with that you said is that I had this person who was a fitness trainer. And so, and this is back when I was real heavy, and I was desperate, and I was working on all things. And so I sat down and talked to her because she'd lost a bunch of weight. And I was like, okay, what'd you do? Because I'm out. And she's like, intermittent fast. And I was like, cool. So, and then she's like, I eat whatever I want from this to this. And I was like, you're missing the point.
Right. Yeah.
I'm fat, but I know you're missing the point. Because in the end of the day, we're so busy and so distracted and so all over the place. We literally don't take time to truly nourish ourselves. And I mean, really nourish ourselves, and what that means. Right.
Well, and also most people don't look at food labels and like really educate themselves on what they are putting in their bodies. They're just seeing the marketing for it and they're just grabbing it or whatever, right?
This is right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, please, you come on, let's preach, right? So I mean, there's so much to know.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you look at any food label, right, we're designed to eat what? Food, right? Humans are
real food.
Basic principle.
Yeah.
Humans are not designed to eat ingredients.
Yes. Yeah, I remember once when you go, don't eat anything with something that you can't pronounce on the label.
Right.
That's a great place to start.
It just does it. Here's what you need to know. Breathe really deeply often. Eat a rainbow. Don't eat anything you can't pronounce. And
that's great
up the outer aisle and drink.
Right.
Hydrate like a diva and sleep like a guru. Yeah. There you go. You're done. You're healthy. Well,
simples.
What did you say?
Simples.
That's it. We take the complex and make it really simple, like step by step, because I mean, like maybe Jody, you want to speak to it because
well, to me it's like and I'm eating what I really love. Like I love beef and steak, so I'm having it all the time. I'm having like my go-to meal now is it's like Elaine, a big salad for Seinfeld fans. A big salad, and I get to put whatever I want in it now. It's what I'm craving, what I want in my steak. And I found the Primal Kitchen balsamic vinaigrette that doesn't have any sugar, and it's delicious. And it's like, it's so satisfying. And so I'm being so satisfied, and it's what I want to eat.
You crave what
I
you
crave what I want.
really crave,
Yes, because I
right?
couldn't wait to eat it. Like, it was a steak and avocado and cucumber and, romaine, which I love all those things,
So
right?
good.
Yeah, and it was just like, and it was huge. And I'm like, I don't think I can finish this. My roommate said, you can finish it. And I finished it, and it was so satisfying, like, really satisfying to me. And it was great. And I wasn't thinking, oh, I want a little piece of chocolate or whatever, like I used to think. That isn't even a thought in my head. It just doesn't even occur to me.
Wow.
You don't have cravings anymore since you've been started on this program. What have you noticed?
Yeah, the only thing that I crave, which I've told you, is my latte in the morning that I used to have. I
Don't,
think
well,
about
don't
it
do it.
long and late.
Don't give it away. Remember,
Because,
it's like because
yeah,
what we don't teach you everything.
yeah,
It's what we
yeah,
do in
yeah. And
segments.
nothing is forever. Yeah. And what I love about your program, and I won't give away too much, is that you do experiments. Like, you go and do experiments, and she puts something out there, and then you go and experiment with that. And then you learn, like, you can have something or not. And then if you have it, and then you go, oh, wow, I felt like shit the next day. I'm not going to have that again. That kind of stuff. And you're learning what your body needs. Your body is talking to you. Like, if you feel sick the next day after you ate or drank something, that's a sign you shouldn't have that. That's toxic to your body. And then you're like, noted. Like, whereas before, when you're in that, like you said, you're in that thing, you don't even notice that, because everything you were eating was probably toxic. So you weren't even like having a reaction. And then when you start eating clean, and then you have something toxic, your body's like, right?
Well, I know I did that, over a decade ago. I tried giving
Mm-hmm.
up sugar. And I think I choose to remember. I had it. I pulled it up. I think it was A Year of No Sugar was the book that my mum had read, and her friend, and they were talking about it. And so I didn't read the book. I just went, oh well, what are the parameters? Okay, I'll try that. So 3 weeks I went off sugar, and it was only 5% of any packaged food, 5% or less containing sugar. So that's not much. It's a lot of rice crackers, really, and for 3 weeks, I walked past a chocolate shop, a chocolatier, and they had Rocky Road out the front. And I was like, oh, I got to try that. So I was 3 weeks off sugar. I'd been fine. Reintroduced this sugar back in my body. I was violently sick.
Yeah.
So like you say, this hamster wheel thing, until we actually take a step back and let our body kind of come up for air, we reach for whatever, and we're not aware, because it's a sustained cycle we put ourselves in.
Right. Yeah. Well, and that reminds me too, just real briefly, years ago when I owned my business in California, and I was so busy and heads down working that I stopped drinking alcohol. And I wasn't a big drinker, but my drink was like Stolies on the rocks, and I would have like one and like nurse it all night, And so I hadn't had it in 9 months or something. It was a long time. And so I went out and met some people, and I had one. And the next day, I thought I was going to die. I was like, what the fuck? It was like I had been poisoned, because it was poison, right?
Exactly.
And you get used to it when you start doing it, frequently, but for me, it was like maybe, in the last few years, alcohol has been like maybe a couple times a month, not a lot, or once a week, maybe, if I'm got a lot of stuff going on, and you don't realize it. I mean, I never feel good the next day, but I would still do it, because I was a social thing or whatever. And I made the conscious decision to stop. And it is very interesting how much better I feel as a result of that.
Isn't it funny? I love that you guys said that. It's like a little bit of malaise, a little bit of like just not feeling so hot becomes your new normal.
All right.
And you
exactly.
And it's fun because, like, I love that you
puffiness becomes your new normal.
It's like you just get used to it. Yeah, you're like, this is what it is. This is what's I'm used to. Not. I usually have a headache around this time of the day. I usually get tired in the afternoon. No, we're not getting on a podcast at 8 o'clock at night because I'm, too tired. No, no, you can like totally change. But what I like, what you noticed was that your body communicated to you, and your body may have been talking to you before, but unless you're like, you either create the space or you learn to do it deliberately,
Well,
so
right.
so
Well,
that it
another
becomes a habit. You don't hear
yeah,
it. You're like, "What
exactly.
is that? Swahili? What is
Well,
that? I don't
well,
know."
and when I had that experience, with my friends in California, they were like, "Well, you just need to start doing it more often." That
That's
was
right. Yeah, the
right.
time to meet you.
Gotta
Yeah.
get used to it, right? And you're like,
Get
okay.
back on that hamster wheel. Come
And
on,
it's not to
keep
say
up.
and it's not to say that you can't have those things.
Right,
When
exactly. It's
when
a
I was
choice. You make a choice. And I love you always say, I'm giving you the freedom to make a choice based on your experiments and what you're noticing and what you're communicating your body. And then you make a conscious decision.
yeah.
You're thinking about it. You're not just going, oh, well, and just doing it. You're going, okay, I'm going to decide that I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a conscious creator is why you came to planet Earth,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole deal.
Yeah.
And so when you can do that, when you start going, like, Jody, let me ask you, I mean, you're not even all the way through the program. I mean, do you feel like you're using willpower anymore?
No.
Wow.
Willpower, like,
No.
Yeah.
No.
yeah.
No. That was in the beginning, but no, not now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We teach you how to exhaust your willpower because
Mhm.
willpower is an exhaustible muscle. And by
Yeah.
learning and creating like new neural pathways, you rewire your brain and your nervous system so that you ultimately get exactly what you want.
Wow.
Jody's eating what you want, but she's crazy. She's not craving, like missing out. There's not this FOMO, and it's not like, oh my God, I gotta go on vacation. I gotta get 10 pounds no matter what. It's like I'm just gonna go with my life and do as I please.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
Right.
So
Exactly. Exactly.
So good. So good.
So good. So next question. What do you think about all the new injections like in Ozempic that are helping people lose weight and help with their diabetes?
Oh, I think they're brilliant. It's such a good idea.
Really?
Everybody should run out now. And well, I don't think it's in our greatest and highest good to push hard against and spend all this negative energy to push against something. What I can tell you is that it's in my belief, it's in our greatest and highest good to educate ourselves and make a sovereign, informed decision. So I don't try to go out there and state the very obvious.
That they're poison. Yeah. I'll say it.
I know. Yeah. That you read the district, like that you're willing, you read that. I had somebody being like, well, I read the side effects. She's educating herself. Bravo. And what, about the side effects. And I might be willing to take the risk because I'm so desperate to lose the weight.
Yeah.
And so that makes me want to cry my face out because I'm like, if you would just spend, it's not easy. It wasn't easy to get all jacked up and out of sorts in the first place. I know it wasn't easy for me. I did all kinds of fun stuff to get there, but it's not hard to get free. You simply have to focus on it for a very short time, a shockingly short time, considering that it most often is a decade or more, way more of time to create an illness or a dis-ease or an inflammatory thing or pain or an autoimmune situation or whatever like that. The body can heal shockingly fast and at least have tremendous breakthroughs. I've got people coming through my program. They're, oh God, dietitians in the hospital that they're like, why can't I get people? I can not only not help myself, but I'm certainly not able to help these patients, right? Doctors who are type 2 diabetic. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The thing is, to your point, the temporary fix will never, ever work for you. You have to get in and understand yourself. You have to get in there and excavate and do the challenging, hard work.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do it, and it's actually fun. So
yeah, it is. It is.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Jody, why don't you speak about it?
it's fun. And I think too, what's different about your program is I realize the way you've designed it, because she's designed it very purposefully to go step by step. It's not like a cold turkey thing. It's step by step, and you kind of don't know what's happening, like Survivor. But it's fun. But it's training your body, and it's healing like organ by organ the way she's done it. And it's like it's healing your liver, it's healing your pancreas, it's healing your brain, and it's repairing neural pathways and your gut. I mean, all these things are being healed because she's doing it like she's doing it. And it's really interesting. And I love how you say, your pancreas needs a vacation. She needs, like, and because, we've been overloading it because sugar is in everything and you don't realize it. And I noticed because I little by little, I'm getting off different types of sugar. It's not like cold turkey, right? It's little by little. And I notice now my taste buds are totally different. I can really taste what food tastes like because I'm not having a sweet taste, whether it's sugar or artificial sweetener or stevia or whatever. It's like everybody got used to the sweet in your mouth all the time. And now it's like, they have sugar in bacon, it's ridiculous. They have sugar in so many different things. And so you realize once you stop that, your taste buds can recover from not being overwhelmed by the sweet taste. And you can get the bitter taste and the sour and the, all these like rich flavors I'm tasting now. And even in coffee, when I choose to have coffee, I can taste coffee now, like what coffee really tastes like. I'm like, I didn't know it tasted like that.
That's so good.
That's really interesting.
I love it. And Jody, what does that do for your quality of life?
Well, it's like it adds this richness to it, right? And this aliveness to like, wow, and I feel like I could see better, and I'm just more aware of things. And my brain fog is like totally gone. And my focus and productivity and like all that has just, and it, it's just, I feel very clear headed and, all these different additional benefits other than the weight. The weight is just kind of a byproduct, the weight loss.
Right.
It's a byproduct.
Right. Wait.
Yeah.
I want to come back to what you said. That's really good. What about your pain? Because that was
one. So that's the biggest thing.
Ask.
Yeah. So Annie and I have been on this other protocol. The people who watch this know that we've been on these patches for a while, and I've had I had since August of 2021 when I was poisoned. Long story, and I was in full body pain and inflammation. I mean, excruciating. Annie has lived through it with me. My whole body and mainly my pelvis. It felt like I'd been nailed to a wall like all the time. Yeah. Pelvis, my hips, my knees, my feet, and it would come and go, and it was excruciating. And I would try all these different things. Well, I got on the patches, and they probably helped me. I would say my pain, probably went from like a 10 to a probably a 5 or 4, something like that. But with this now, like it's gone. Pretty much. I mean, and stuff that hadn't gone away yet that was kind of like, kind of hanging around, gone. And so like, and I have severe arthritis in my hip and I'm trying to heal it. Now it's not 100% healed, but most of the pain is gone. And it's just, it's weird.
Now, Laurie,
to wake up and
Jody,
not be in pain.
Jody told me that she's walking better than she has in years.
Yeah, because I since 2021, I haven't been able to walk normally.
Oh, that makes me want to.
I couldn't bend over and touch the floor. Like I couldn't do certain things. It was awful. The inflammation in my body, and it didn't matter what I tried. It was terrible. And so the combination of what I'm doing, it's just like it builds on whatever other healthy choices and healthy living that you're doing. It's just like these building blocks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's really good, and anyway,
and you're looking amazing. I know. You're looking so freaking good.
Your light is shining. Your light is like vibrant from when I first met you.
Well, wait till I get my haircut. I haven't had my haircut so long. Getting my haircut on Friday, so I'll look a little better. But I feel great. I'm not taking naps. I'm not. I mean, I go to bed probably too late because I'm doing so much. Got so much going on and doing a lot. But it feels really good.
That is mission accomplished. That is what we're here for, because what my whole thing is helping leaders lead, because the women, my true mission, if I can in any way, even if it's with the ripple effect, help 1 million women break free that will raise up the consciousness of the planet, help the leaders, as you just help them, like help you do your thing, help you get the mental clarity so that you can get into your next project, so that you can get your next podcast guest on there, so that you can share whatever message some other person needs to hear, whatever it is. There's such a big need for, in my mind, both masculine and feminine to come alongside each other and lead together. And heal this planet. And you can't do it. What I noticed when I was working with all those high performing women, you can't do it from burnout or nearing burnout.
No, you can't. You can't.
There's no level of push and shove and adding another freaking meeting to your schedule and taking on another project that is going to work.
Yeah.
And you can't do it by not doing the work yourself.
Well, exactly. And I remember I used to go, well, if I could just get all this done and then I can, and it's just this cycle, right?
That's it. That's what my mom, she's like, if it's just this and then I'll wait, it's just this and then I'll wait. And I know it happened to me too, even though I watched it. You know how you do, you marry your, somebody, you watch people marry their father or whatever.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly right.
Repeat the cycle until you break it.
Yeah.
And you got to do, like Annie said, you got to do the work, man. You got to do the work to break it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a big flow. And like you were saying too, weight loss is not the goal. Weight loss is super nice. You definitely feel sexier. I'm not going to lie. I love all that. But the health and the vitality is the goal.
Yes.
And weight loss is a happy side effect because the body's like, oh, it's safe to let go now.
Yeah.
Right.
I shall release you.
Right.
Yeah.
And so many toxins live in the fat. So many parasites live in the fat. Right. And so they're like, they're making a home there. And so they're like, yeah, we're all comfy here. We're not going to go anywhere because he needs us.
Oh my gosh, Laurie, so many people I've seen do like the weight loss programs with the shakes, whatever, and they lose their weight and then they're like super sensitive. Like all of a sudden,
I can explain that.
Super sensitive.
That's part of my program. That's part of my program.
Super sensitive to
like to toxins. Like they react easily to toxins. Like,
absolutely.
Or even things that will help them detox. They have like a hypersensitive reaction to things that would not necessarily for anyone else who's still got their their cake shelf in situ, which
their cake
or pie.
Jody, did you wanted to say something on that?
No, I always thought you meant like emotionally sensitive, which is also
but what I gleaned from what you've shared so far about your program, Laurie, is that weight loss being a byproduct or whatever, and a lot of people do go into changing what they eat for the weight loss. Emotions are such a big part of that, and avoiding emotions and eating and all that stuff. So there's an intricate connection there, obviously.
Yes.
Such an intricate, I mean, that's the main thing, right? So we, and if I say, like emotional eating, some people think and know they do it and other people don't. I mean, that's a whole other thing, right? So you shed along with your toxins and your parasites and all your very physical manifestations are your very ethereal, like, quantum manifestations, your energetic manifestations. And it's like, it's like this, like perfect, like moment, like this blend when it's like, it kind of, the body goes, I've snapped into a healing dynamic. Mm-hmm. And now I'm going to start gently, do it gently to just release what doesn't serve me. I would say when I go through some of these like phases or go to a next level healing or health, my body will just cry. Mm-hmm. I'm not thinking sad moment. The body can just let it out. It's all the stuff is stored in the tissues. Yeah. And it's neat. It's really neat because like, to go through it is certainly uncomfortable sometimes. Yeah. But damn.
But also you've reversed aged. When I've seen some of your pictures, I'm like, wow, you look better than your headshots and stuff. And she goes, it just keeps getting better and better.
It does keep getting better and better. It cracks me up.
Yeah.
Like, how is this happening?
Yeah. It's like you figured out this, like, it's like a trick almost, with your body, because
it is.
Like we said, it doesn't take very long to get to this point. And then you keep going until you're, to me, satisfied. And then you can go, like you said, like you can go in and out, back and forth. And it doesn't, you've trained your body knows.
That's right. Yeah.
It's fascinating.
It really is fascinating. Yeah. Like I could go, like I went to you know, and I want to talk about optimizing. I want to talk about vitamins and stuff. When I was traveling, I set up my lifestyle so that I could travel and go live in a different country for a couple months each year. So I was successful in doing that for 2 years, and I'll do it again next year. But when I went to Greece one time, I was there and like weird. I wanted ice cream in Greece. I wanted wine and ice cream in Greece. I didn't know Greece was an ice cream place, right?
Oh, yeah, it is. All of Europe is. All of Europe is.
So whatever, right? You would think like, oh, there's just no, I don't have a bunch of rules. You can't live with rules. You can't live with stricture. You can't live with constriction. Like there's nothing in you that wants to live a constricted life. You don't want to be told what time to do anything. You don't want to be told, you know, if somebody asks you to do them a favor, you're like, could I just volunteer to do that instead of you telling me to do it?
Because organized religion works so well.
Right. Exactly. Same principle. Yeah. But I seriously, so there was this ice cream shop. It had the big waffle, big giant baked, you know, like the giant waffle, like that's a whole plate of things with all this ice cream in there. And I'll tell you, sometimes I'll have a bite of something and it's like, I just don't want anymore. I don't know what was up with that, but I ate the whole entire thing. Not only did I eat it that day, I came back and had another one the next day. And
Who even is she?
And then I was done.
Yeah, but you know what's beautiful about, to me, your whole philosophy and your program is that you've trained your body, so you've healed your body, and
right.
you've allowed your body to release the toxins, and then your neural pathways are clear, so you are able to make conscious choices and conscious decisions that, you know, hey, I think I want that tonight. I'm going to have it tonight, and you have it, and then the next day you don't. And it doesn't become an addiction anymore because you've healed.
Yeah.
It's
like, it's not the slippery slope. I think like a lot of people that drink alcohol. I used to be a really big red wine fan, and I kept looking for evidence that it was real, you know, good for me. And I found it. Noted that the bottom of the study was sponsored by the
the wine industry, right?
But I was looking for it, and of course, I was Miss Organic. I was always been Miss Organic and all this for years, right? But it was like, you know, sulfite free and all this. So I was red wine, but like, you know, that was always, and I didn't know until I knew it was part of this healing process. And it wasn't like I was a crazy drinker, but it totally affected my life, like you, Jody. And I had no idea how deeply it was affecting me, my productivity, my brain. But I literally, because I was drinking organic red wine, I was like, it's a thing. Now, of course, when I drank too much, I would recognize that, and it was obvious. Right. But, you know, I didn't realize because sort of okay became the new normal.
Yes.
You know, and that's like, and then all of a sudden that's not okay anymore. And you're like, badass sexy is the only way to live, right?
That's right.
That's the new normal.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think we've all gotten so, and I see it in almost every most people I talk to, or most women I know, and even high performing, even awake, whatever that even means, woman, right? Mm-hmm. And we're so busy, and we're so like filled in, like you just said, with your schedule. This is the big thing. And I can remember like driving home with my daughter from a personal development thing back, this is like 10 years ago. And then we went to California, and I was like, okay, I must just say it out loud. I'm fucked up, you know, let me take you. I'm going to retrain myself, you know, 15 years, whatever it was. And I'm going to take you with me so that you got a fighting chance to all these things. So that's what we did. But I'm driving home, and I'm all, you know, feeling, you know, slightly relieved from attending, like having my first, you know, like little like insight into possibility again in a long time. And I'm thinking to myself, where's the vision for life? Like, where's the vision? I was like, they were like, what? Think about your dreams. I was like, I don't know what my dreams are. You know, and I find that most people don't have a compelling vision. They have a more of a should do list, more of a I got to fix it list. I'm broken. I got to patch it list, rather than like a really truly compelling vision, you know, like it's something you design your life by.
Yeah.
And I would totally, if you just take a minute to think about it, you know, and just like really
I think when you're in burnout, it's hard to, it's hard to even think like that. Right?
When you're in burnout, you're in survival mode. So it's not even, you can't
survival.
even.
So in that, so there you got to create the space when you're in burnout mode, because that was me, like flat line, right? You guys have been there.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah,
we've been there. Yep.
That's what happened to me.
Yeah, and I mean, to me, one of the greatest things you can do, because all these things are in your body. Like I'm not teaching you anything that's not in your. All we're doing is activating your own body's brilliance. That's it. Period. End of story. But the breath is, and I'm so grateful for people like Wim Hof and, all these, breath work has become like a known thing. I was in teacher training for yoga for years, and I still did, even though I read about it, understood it, and kind of practiced it, I still didn't get the depth of it until I was desperate. And I think that that's one of the great things you could just take away from this is just begin some form of like breath practice, just even 5 minutes a day.
Right.
Can change anything.
Yeah. And there's so many different ones. I mean, you've introduced us to about 3 different breath work practices,
Yeah, it's simple. Well, my new favorite one, teaching all over, is and I got it from Andrew Huberman, I love him, is the physiological sigh. And so there's a physiological sigh. It's really cool. Like the science behind it is crazy, but it's so simple. You're basically completely balancing your nervous system and calming anxiety and relieving depression just from this one breath. So you guys want me to show you it?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, just real easily. So it's really simple. I'll just do it one time and then tell you about it, and then we'll do one together. How's that?
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So you breathe in through your nose and then take one more breath so you can get your lungs as full as possible. And then you exhale through your mouth with an audible sigh. Just like that. So let's do like 2 together. Ready? So in through your nose. Sip. And and on the next breath, and you inhale, think about expanding your abdomen, not breathing into your chest. So breathe in. Inhale one more sip. And exhale. So good. It's so good. Do you notice anything just from that one little breath? I know it's like we didn't do even. What did you notice, Annie?
I did. I've just felt 10 times more zen.
Really? That's great. Because
I felt like I was like tense, and then it just went like that.
Yeah. That's how powerful it is. That wasn't even 60 seconds. That's how powerful we are. And there's tools that are available. There's not rocket scientists. You don't have to like these and that. My gosh, if you did that 10 times a day in the morning, 10 times a day at night, and then whenever you needed it, you would I suspect
transform. Yeah,
that you might notice a big difference. And it's cool. So, and again, a note on that is to not be breathing deeply into your chest like that, because that's where your sympathetic nervous system is, your fight or flight. To be breathing into your abdomen and blowing it up, thinking of balloons, because that's where your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your resting and relaxing nervous system, is.
Yeah.
So really easy. And just out of curiosity, as you exhale with the reason you vibrate your voice like that is because it relaxes the vagus nerve, which is kind of responsible for settling the whole body in simple ways.
Wow, that's so nice. Yeah, so good.
Very good.
So good.
Awesome. Okay, Laurie. So describe your typical client. Like, who do you serve?
A typical client. Oh, she's like totally me. She's like a know-it-all. She's a driver. She's an achiever. She's got a big fat heart. She's probably one of those people who gives and serves and takes care of everybody else before herself and bends over backwards to do all that. She's probably she's likely to be, some sort of, like working a lot. She tends to work a lot, even if it's just in the home. She tends to be really leading and struggling. I mean, there's a lot of shame with this person, right? There's a lot of shame and guilt, and there's a lot of false toxic, I call it positivity. I mean, like really like authentic
You're
joy.
like, everything's just fine. That's
Yeah, that.
fine. I know what to do. I know all this stuff already.
Yes. I've had so many people. I had a colonel from a female colonel from the army. I've got physicians. Oh God, I got the worst ones, like which in my case is the best ones, because they're the ones who are really like, like they finally come to terms with themselves and go, I have to get support and help, because we tend to want to do everything by ourselves. And so for some reason, I know that I still struggle with it, to be honest. That we think that's some sort of badge of achievement. And and creating community, especially, not to isolate, not that I don't want to come right alongside with men. I totally do. I don't mean that, but women in community is so powerful and so necessary to come together and support and uplift each other. And you can't do this. You cannot do this on your own. You absolutely can't with any grace and ease. You can beat yourself up and should yourself into submission and willpower, but to have long-term lasting results, there has to be a ton of love in it.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, like, your community is so great. You've got mentors that are always there on the calls and support, and they're, just a message away, and they're just on it. They're so good, and they know their stuff, and you just feel so supported. You can ask any question, and because they've all done it. They've all been there, done that. So they've been through the program, and when I saw like some of their, like the testimonials of some of your people on the call, I was like, what? Like, she doesn't even look like the same person,
Right.
I'm just like, oh my gosh, and there's, they have, I mean, Laurie has a fan club, they continue to come, a lot of them, because they just want the continued support that she gives, because she's such a good coach.
Oh, Jody, thanks. That's really sweet. You made me
Yeah.
cry.
You're a really good coach, and you call people out. I mean, you don't let people get by with stuff, but it's love. It's love. It's tough. Sometimes it's tough love every once in a while, but
yeah,
and it's fun. It's fun, and it's fun.
Oh, I'm so glad. You're having such results, and like that, that you're getting to like go out and do even more of your mission, right? Because like that's the name of the game. I mean, to see people's before and afters, or hear their testimonials, I'm like, you can't, like, I'll go in like on a day when it's hard, because technology is hard, running a company's hard, and it's, to be fair, being in business is challenging, and you want to just do your mission. And I'll just go back through when I need my why. I'll just push, be like, play. Okay, she said she had this break. Okay, that's what I'm doing. Okay.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. It's like you're trying to create the leaders of tomorrow, right? The people who are going to make a difference.
That's it. We have to. There's no other time.
And they got to be on their A game. So you're helping people get to their A game.
I am helping people who desperately want to step up and lead, or I like, again, lead the house, but I totally mean lead the planet as well.
Yeah.
Because we need people to have a voice. We need people to not be such, wimps. We're like afraid to have a voice, because we're getting shot down, and we don't have the energy to fight, and we don't have the energy to sift through the information. I've sifted through the information when it comes to this.
Yeah.
I've sifted through decades of information and trial and error and all this stuff, and I've had people have the results time and time over and over and over again. If you go in and do the damn work and have a good time doing it, if you look at it as like, if you enjoy yourself, and if you like open up to vulnerability, and you just like allow just a little bit, I'm not saying you have to share all your laundry. I'm saying you just have to just jump in to your life. That which you are seeking is also seeking you.
Yes.
So
100%. Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
Beautifully said.
That's really good. So, so how do people learn about your program?
Oh, I'm so happy you asked. Ta-da! Well, yeah. So we come on and we start, and we do, we do rounds. We do an immersion curriculum. It's really a simple thing. You walk away with tools and things you can learn. But what you do is I guess you click on this button. Is this what we do?
Well, it'll be in the show notes. They'll be able to click, and that's your program page where they can learn about the program, right?
She's answering the
and they
question.
can look at the testimonials. The testimonials are so great. Now she's changed the name of her program, but it's the same program. But there's so many testimonials on there, and you can look at the before and afters and stuff. And even like some of them, like they keep going and they keep getting better and better and better. You know, like Jeannie. I can't even believe that's
Oh,
the
it's
same person. I'm
crazy.
like, she's tiny.
It's crazy.
And I was like, I didn't even know it was her, you know. Yeah, it's anyway. And then you can just peruse around, but you can also book an appointment with her for what do you call it?
Yeah. So book an appointment. So there you go. Okay. So she's
Yeah.
helping me. I'm the.
Yeah.
So this is how we do this. I'm not the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, just meeting people. So click on the link for the Healthy Thriving Woman. Come visit me there, and then click on Learn More, and then you'll go to a form that you can book yourself a weight loss breakthrough session. You get on the phone. You will get on the phone with me, not one of my assistants or my coaches, because you can at least create a little mini plan, and you go over like what your biggest obstacle is. What the hell is in your way? And if all you did was get on a call with me for 20 minutes and decide, oh shit, that's the thing that's in my way, and have a little mini plan to take 2 steps forward. That's all you need, girlfriend. That's all you need. Just a
And
mini.
I'm just gonna bring it up here, and you can peruse down here. So this is, you know, I would like to learn more, and that's where you would schedule a session.
On that,
and you can see, look at her before and afters.
Oh wow!
Wow,
Isn't
right?
that crazy?
It's crazy.
That doesn't even look
Two
like
different people.
Two different people.
2 different lives.
And then there's all these testimonials, and this one is my favorite, Tanya's.
Yeah.
It's pretty overwhelming, just all of her results with her pain or inflammation and I think her blood sugar and diabetes or something. I mean, it was just phenomenal.
Fibromyalgia. She was
fibromyalgia. Yeah, she couldn't do a lot of stuff, you know. And I think and Jenica, she looks so much better even now. Like she's, you know,
this is that's like a year ago. She's like,
and she's one of your mentors. And didn't you say she couldn't hold her husband's hand?
She couldn't. Her inflammation, like you, she had extreme inflammation. She was struggling with all the things, and she could not even like hold her husband's hand. It was so sensitive and tender. And she tried all the things. I actually met her at that same weight loss class, workout class with the coach.
Oh, how funny!
Yeah. And she came on board. She was skeptical as heck because she's like, I've already tried all the things. I've already done all the things. Why are you different? And she just trusted, me, thank God. And, and then she did it. She just came in, she showed up, she had fun. Now what's really great about her is that so cute. Not only is she like, doesn't even look like that anymore. She's like, her face is totally not like that. We use that picture, but it's incredible. She's thriving. She just traveled to Germany. She feels amazing. And her whole family has gotten on board, not because she told them to, but because she role modeled. So her mom came through the program, and her mom was not like able to I think she had to have a walker. She carried a wheelchair with her.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh my God. Gina. Oh wow.
Gina was so freaking out of control. I was like, I didn't know, but I was like, really? Wow. I mean, and when she was on the first call, she's like, and now
they're mentors. They're mentors. They're helping everybody else, and they have all this knowledge. As soon as you go, I can't find this, they go, oh, look here and here and here. And if you can't find this, I do this, and here's some my snacks that I do, and you're just like, wow, like they're just, you just got all this support.
Yeah, because you need it when you need it, right? And so that's what. And these guys are just so interested in their life is so much better. I mean, like we were just talking to, I mean, just the joy and happiness that is pervasive. And then her daughter, this shocked me. Her teenage daughter chose a college because her anxiety and her depression was drastically relieved. She was decreased her medication. She didn't get off them, but her 18-year-old daughter went to college. And because she realized the association with her emotions and food, she chose the college that had the better, healthier food options where she was going to be spending most of her time.
Oh my gosh.
So
is that crazy? Yeah.
Crazy. But that, you know what? You got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean?
Conscious choices. They're the powerful ones,
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
yeah, so absolutely look through the program, look through it all. I would love to talk to anybody. I mean, I am on a mission to help women heal their lives, heal their relationships with themselves, heal their relationship with food, and get emotionally, spiritually, and food free. It's your time. I mean, don't wait. There's nothing to wait for, because this is, if you just, it's like a metabolic reset, is what I say.
Yes.
It's what we do. And you can build on that. So before you go, and that to just do, before you go and do like another thing or spend another whatever on another potion, pill, or fix, get set first.
Yeah.
Get yourself, let your body show you its brilliance.
Mm.
And then when it shows you its brilliance, then that's when you start going, let's biohack this beast. Let's optimize. Let's add in the little bit of this. Let's get in these patches. Let's get on the,
Yeah.
because those things are like a perfect blend, this
Totally.
program and those patches. They're like, I mean, I can't wait. I'm totally
Yeah.
all on
Well,
board.
and that's, the founder, David Smith, he says, that, and one of the things that you advise too is electrolytes, right? Which is very important.
Absolutely.
And they say drink plenty of water, do electrolytes, and eat
amino
clean.
acids, I think, as well.
Yeah, amino acids, and eat clean, and you need a clean diet. And they say, if you can, start removing sugar from your diet, and the patches will exponentially help you exponentially more, right?
Yeah.
And so there's they just go like this together. And that's why, like, I feel like I'm thriving because I'm doing both. I mean, it's almost like the patches got me over the hump where I could even consider her program. Because I was, had so much going on. And then of course, vice versa could happen, right?
Yeah.
You can start healing your body, and then you can see, oh wow, this is going to take me, a step further in healing some deep stuff that maybe I, can't heal right away or whatever,
Yeah. I have people who've been like, like literally in bed. I like my best, one of my dear friends from college, which I didn't know. She and I used to be the hikers and the ropes and the Grand Canyoning together. And she went and did the Peace Corps. I mean, she was 10 times more badass than me. Yeah, she was so badass. Oh, so badass. She's a biologist, and she's doing all kinds of cool stuff to help the trees and the planet. Oh, I love her so much. But we hadn't reconnected in years. And I ran into her. I reached out to her about, I don't know, 3 years ago or something. Anyways, and I didn't know, but she was on the couch with Hashimoto's thyroiditis.
Wow.
She couldn't get up. She's this vibrant, alive woman. Last time I met her, and her daughter's got all these school functions. She can't even barely get to work, much less get up off the couch to go to any after school situation. So of course, the marriage and the strain on that, and the strain on her relationship and her self-esteem, her confidence, and her wanting to live it all, was pretty low key. And she did this program, and over time she's healed her life. It's been a slow journey, but she had tried a ton of stuff. None of the doctors could help her. This is the only thing that's ever helped her. And she's decreased her medication over and over through time. She had huge transformation inside of, I don't know, like 6 months was amazing. And then her husband, of course, he was perfectly healthy. He did whatever she was doing, and he just dropped a bunch of weight, and was like,
Oh, that's so great.
Well, that was going to be my next question. I know that your program's called Healthy Thriving Woman, but have you had any guys go through your program?
Yeah. We do. Usually they come through. And like,
I will say my experience with men is they don't like to do group stuff.
They like to do
one-on-one.
One-on-one. They just have to deal with the men. But I have had several men come through, especially the woman who doesn't want to teach her husband. She'll because she's like, so I don't want to just explain it all. So she's like, can you just come through your program? And so then I'll meet with them one-on-one.
Yeah.
And we do it like that. And that works. That's a fun way to do it. Tanya's actually that's what her husband did that. The one who you just mentioned, and that they're local. They cute.
Oh,
they're like out and about, like, ta-da!
Yeah. Love it. Well, yeah, but to me, it's like great when one person in the couple, and if they have a good relationship, they'll support each other, right? And they'll do it together.
It's really beautiful. I mean, and honestly, that's one of the big issues in families, or even with clients that come on, because they feel like they're not going to get the support at home. And or that somebody spoils them or whatever they say, and they bringing them treats and stuff like that all the time, and it becomes this conflict in their relationship. So we teach like how to enroll people but not to push people. And ultimately you have to have enough strength to start forging ahead. And you don't ever need to share anything with anybody. You just need to show them what's happening for you.
Yeah.
And by the time, I tell you, more than not, and it's not always, but more often than not, what I described to you with Gina and the Jenica, with the family, the daughter and the granddaughter and the husband, I mean, that happens often. Like, it's like not even
it's a ripple effect in the whole family. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is generational healing.
Yeah, exactly. And to me, it's one of those, like, when Harry met Sally moments of like, I want to have whatever she's having, because they're seeing you, thrive, right? And they're going, okay, I want some of that.
Yeah, they're like, hey, I think I'll take some of that. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, and then everything's better. I mean, like, to be fair, right? Their communication is better. They're doing the same things. They're having fun. I mean, people are like, I'm enjoying like just food and even cooking again. I'm enjoying like, and how we're having better sex. I mean, like, it's all good. You're supposed to have, the whole reason we're here is just to, like, in my mind anyways, is to just to have, like, contribute all we can. And you can't do it without feeling great. You just can't.
You can't do it when you're running on empty.
You can't accomplish your mission that you came here to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I love it. So yeah. So, and I'd love to give you guys, I don't know where we're at with this, but I really think it's critical to start to carve out your life intentionally and design it, and like begin with that vision. What could be possible? Like, wake that up. And I know it's hard, even if you're like, you feel like, some people feel so defeated, but sometimes if you just start to carve out like the littlest, teeniest bit of a vision for yourself, you start, it's like something like, I have this little magic wand here.
You mean like that?
Yeah. Little wine book. So so you just walk yourself through, and you take a little time and start to carve out and take a moment to your beautiful self. And I'd love to give you this gift.
And this is just for our audience. She's giving this away just for our audience. Yeah. So we'll put the link to that, and it's really good. I went through it, and I'm very impressed, and it really helps you start the year off right. So that you can kind of get rid of the old and stuff that's not serving you, and bring in, the new. And you can't really bring in the new and thrive unless you get rid of the stuff that doesn't serve you. So we'll put this link in there too, and you'll be able to get this this wonderful book.
Oh, thank you, Laurie. That's so wonderful.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I hope somebody actually uses it and really works through it, because it's amazing. I just had somebody call me up and be like, oh my God, she's like, this is gold. I was like, really? That's great. I'm really like, sounds like you did it. You actually sat there and did it.
Yay.
You didn't just download it. You did it.
Right. They went through and answered the questions and did the work.
Yeah. So great. Yeah, so great. So many people, so much goodness to have. There's so much greatness ahead in life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And so before we go, do you want to talk about your tiny house? Because our community loves tiny houses. I don't know if you want to talk about it.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, it's all about the lifestyle, right? Like, it's all about like what what you see for yourself. And I was like, what is sustainable, right? So I started with like my sustainable health, right? And then in creating that vision, like living my life by design, I was like, what do I want? And I was like, well, I want to go start living in the thing I always wanted, because I was a single mom for a while, go live in different countries, for a couple of months. And then I want a sustainable life for the planet, but I want it to be luxury. So I designed a tiny house, and it is so fun. So
it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I mean, I couldn't believe it was a tiny house to begin with. And when she showed me at like a virtual tour, she has like a sunken tub, and like a soaking tub, and like it's like that's the kind of tiny house I want.
Yeah,
it has a deck, and in a community, and it's very cool.
It's so cool. It's such a great. It's actually, if you're interested, please reach out to me. It's a great way to live. It really is. And I was able to design it because I know how I live. I'm not like really necessarily like a minimalist, to be honest. I like the sustainability concept, so I'm doing that. But I like my luxury. And so I created it in this like luxury design, but it's like food. Like I'd rather have one savory, delicious, beautiful meal than a bunch of like half-assed crappy ones, you know?
Yes.
And it's the same thing with like the house. Like I have the same thing, like this little teeny house, but it's like everything I like.
Well, it looks gorgeous from what you've shown
Your
us.
your kitchen. I was like a gourmet kitchen in a tiny house.
Yeah, I got the full pull-out cabinets, and like, and we have a what you see behind me is a tower garden that's not loaded up yet.
Wow.
So we'll be growing plants inside. So for the full lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
You know, and then you know, there's two big conversation pits, so there's plenty of space for, you know, several people. And there's a whole deck outside that's like set up to like be, you know, it's right in the woods. So we see the animals and the deer and the birds, and it's so beautiful. And then on the deck, you know, I do put a sauna out there so that it's like really, you know, peaceful. And like you can just like, you just keep having this like increasing your quality of life incrementally by little baby steps.
You could be outside. You could work outside on your deck and
in amongst nature. Love it. Loki.
Yeah. So yeah,
I want one.
Yeah, you should get one. I mean, honestly, it's so much better than having a big fat house that's like sucks up your time. And so yeah, just being like, I think just that intentionality for me, that was a really good thing. Sometimes I wish I had a little more space, I'm not gonna lie. But I love it. Yeah.
That's so good.
So anything else you want to say, you guys?
I just think I'm just grateful to you guys for letting me out of my closet to share my message, because I letting me out of my tiny house to spread the love. Because man, I'm so passionate about like freeing women. You have to get free. You have to just show up for yourself. Have a good time, because it's so much easier than you think. Here, let me just wrap it up. Thank you for having me. I love you guys so much. It has been such a blast. And I want to like empower all the beautiful, amazing women in the world to step into their health and the vitality, age with grace, and reverse age. Get healthy, man. You're designed, you live in a beautiful, vibrant body. So come and get it. Come and get it. Take what's yours. Take what's your birthright. Right?
Click Let love in.
Yeah. What'd you say? Let love in. Yes. 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 I love that. I love that. Please book a call. Please answer a few clarity questions. And just, it's my gift to you. If you just come on with me, I will help you have some sort of breakthrough in your weight loss and understand what's holding you back. So just check it out and see. Come ask your questions.
Yeah.
Love it. Thank you, Laurie.
Thank you guys.
Lovely to meet you.
Oh my God. It was such a blast. I can't wait to see you again.
Dan and your sister. I love it.
Wow, exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to call you just to have you talk, because I was accent. I love it so much.
It's hard to find like minds like us. It's really hard to find these days.
Well, they're coming thick and fast lately, so welcome to the fold.
Thank you. I'm super grateful. I'm so honored that you gave me a chance to share, and what a gift to be with you guys. I'm so happy you're doing something so cool. So I'm going to send you people.
Yeah. Oh, good. Awesome.
Thank you.
And Laurie, if you want to, we're going to take you off screen. And if you want to hang out for a couple minutes, I have some off-air questions I want to ask you.
Okay, absolutely. Okay. I'll be in the green room.
Okay, all right. Exactly. All right. Bye, Laurie. That was
what
so
a great way to
start
the year, Jody.
Wasn't it? Oh my gosh. So good.
Fantastic.
So good. Yeah. So good.
So go and check her out. Where's the banners? I'm trying to find the banners, Jody. There we go.
It's the second. There we go.
There you go.
Go check her out.
LaurieRock.com/healthy thriving woman. She also sees the guys. So if that's something that resonates with you, you know,
she can work one-on-one with you.
Yeah, get in touch. And then again, her free book for our audience. So go and check that out. Do the work, fill it in, and start your year right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, awesome.
All right.
Do you have anything else, Jody?
No, I think that's it.
Awesome. Thanks everyone for watching.
Great. Thanks.
We'll see you on the next show.
Okay. Bye, everybody.